From Reminder Media, this is Stay Paid, a sales and marketing podcast on a mission to help you close more deals and retain more business. Hosted by the VP of Marketing, Josh Stake, and Reminder Media's president, Luke Acree. So get ready to hear the golden nuggets that will allow you to live a life of freedom tomorrow, but only if you take action today.
Welcome to another episode of Stay Paid. This is a silver dollar episode. We're going to do silver dollar episodes. We are changing the intro so many times. I love it. We're going to keep mixing it up.
Keeps you up at night, doesn't it? These changing of the intros.
I do, because I'm such if you give me a script or I have a template, I'm just so comfortable in that. But the minute that I have to go off the cuff, that's why I still read the closing of the podcast, because it's if I don't read it and I'm looking at the camera,
you're my brain goes, mess this up.
Yeah, it just goes completely blank. We're going to be talking about a huge a topic today that a lot of people still aren't taking advantage of. A lot of businesses.
It's kind of crazy how many businesses are not taking advantage of this avenue.
Yeah. No, we're talking about Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So there's some untapped potential for many real estate agents and small businesses. If you haven't set up a Facebook ad yet, we're going to go over the 3 ads that we recommend you should be running at all time. We're also going to go over how to respond to leads once you get them in, how to respond to comments, and also some strategies on even likes, people that are liking your ads.
Or disliking, hating on you. Actually, I'll tell you a funny thing, guys, about Facebook and marketing in general. We released an ad where I was doing a video. Maybe you guys have seen it, right? Because you're followers of us, where I'm hey, real estate agents, and I compare our magazine product to a business card. We got so much hate, or still do get so much hate on that ad. And I chatted our marketing director and I said, hey, just check how this ad's doing, because we're getting a lot of hate. So if it's not performing well, take it down. It's our number 1 performing ad right now. Is the video with hate. Why? Because it tells you that you got to get attention. It's all about getting attention. If you can get attention, what is it Grant Cardone says? One day they hate me, one day they love me, both days I get paid.
Both days I get paid.
So.
No, that is awesome. Man, it's 100% true. We've seen this happen multiple times where it's the negative comments. So who knows? I mean, it could be a combination of just if people are commenting on your ad,
it's engagement.
Facebook sees that as being more relevant for the people that you're targeting. So it's going to show you to more people. Facebook wants to deliver a quality product. Right.
Correct.
So whether it's to their advertisers or to their users, they want to put ads that are high quality in front of people that they're going to engage with. So that has a big part of it. The other part of it is I think people just want to have an opinion. They want to argue. Yeah. So they see something that one person said, some people are going to agree. The other people, I want to prove them wrong. They're going to reach out and ask for more information from you. But we've talked about this a couple times on past podcasts, but we're going to dig deeper into these 3 types of ads that everybody should be running. It's a branding ad, a lead magnet ad, and a product ad. We have a full webinar on this also that you can get at remindermedia.com/ads. Mm-hmm. But today on the podcast, we're going to run through, we actually walk you through how to set it up on that webinar. But today we're just going to talk about a little bit about what they are and why you should be running them. So the first one is a branding ad.
Yeah, and this plays well into, if you guys are obviously trying to become, and all of you should be, the thought leader in your community for your industry. So if you're in financial services right now, how do you make your name synonymous with financial services? If you're in real estate, how do you get people when you show up to your local grocery store, your local bank? Because this literally happened to my brother. I've shared it before in the podcast. He walks into his local bank and the teller knows who he is. Well, that happens from getting your brand out in front of people. The more you can be in front of people, whether it's through the mail or online, through email, through text, the more they're going to remember you. Facebook is so crazy good because it's so cheap right now. It's gone up, but it's so cheap in comparison to get your brand out in front of your zip code, out in front of the people in your area. For literally a cup of coffee a day, you could probably reach, it depends your area, but 1,200 people, 800 people for a cup of coffee. Compared that to a billboard.
Yeah, we've run some of these with your brother, Steven. We've spent $50 so far and got 22,000 impressions in his local area with an ad recall lift of only 6 cents per ad recall. So what does ad recall mean? Ad recall is Facebook's way of saying hey, if someone were to see this ad again, or if someone were to go, within 24 hours, they would still remember the ad that they saw. Now, how they figure that out, I have no idea. But that just shows you the power of reach. It's so much less expensive than traditional advertising. You can really focus in on your local prospects, and you can, in your branding ad, that's really where you want to highlight your specialties.
Well, there's a guy, Will Penny, that we interviewed. Ariel, if you could look up, she's just like, yep, I'll get it. If you can look up the episode. But he does an ad, or at least he explained what he does is he takes out his phone, he films a video of like the market. And he just gives that market update. I believe he's in Ohio. And he'll then put like $50, I think he said, behind this video ad. And he's not getting a direct response from that. Like he's not getting leads necessarily directly from that video ad. But everybody in that sphere every week is seeing a market update from Will Penny and the Penny real estate team. And this guy sells like 200 plus homes a year with him and his team. So it's working. It's part of his secret.
That is important to point out when we talk about branding ads. Like these are not necessarily lead
they're not lead generators.
Ads. So you want to keep that in mind. This is a way to get you out. It's almost like running a TV commercial, right? It's for marketing. It's for branding. And so that's a great opportunity to do that because now you're bringing value, but you're also staying top of mind.
Well, and also everything will end up as a lead. But you just have to watch over time.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, if it's not returning investment, you better stop it. But over time, you'll watch and you'll see, wow, I become more recognizable. People know who I am. You'll hear it at your listing presentations. You'll hear it once you go.
I think we're getting the episode number.
I was trying to do it really subtly. It's 145.
145. Well, Penny. But do not run only a branding ad that's not bringing leads into your business. That's where the next ones come in. So the next one we would say so branding is for top of mind awareness. Mm-hmm. Then you go into this idea of a lead magnet ad. These are not, quick disclaimer, not going to be 100% qualified leads. Right? They're not going to be people that are ready to buy right now. Your lead magnet is an item of value that you're giving to people in exchange for their email address. Mm-hmm. So you can do two things. You can figure out where are they in the buying process, and it gives you someone that now you can nurture with an email campaign or additional material.
Yeah. So, and also, I mean, just to tie almost the two together, now this gets more complicated, but you can you get the lead magnet ad and then retarget the people that got your lead magnet with your branding ad, with your video ad, just to build that familiarity. But lead magnet would be something of value that you're offering to them. So for a real estate agent, we always refer to the episode where we learned from Jay Bear of the guy who gives the guide for FSBOs, right? Yeah. So he created
how to sell a home by yourself.
Yep, how to sell a home by yourself. That's a lead magnet. That's an item of value. You could do something very simple.
Well, why is that a lead magnet? Because people are going to get about 20 pages in and think, holy crap, selling a home is
I don't want to do this.
I'm going to call this guy who gave me this book.
Yeah. Think about your FAQs, right? Your frequently asked questions. That's a lead magnet for you. If you sit down, you put that into a document, you put that into some type of item they can download, a PDF or something like that, and you can put up the 10 most common questions that all first-time home buyers should know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That type of idea.
Another really popular one that we see in neighborhood price reports, right? So if you're in real estate, and then one that we've run for your brother also, list of homes at a certain price range. So this is an ad, basically. You put up a beautiful photo of a home, and all you say is, are you or someone you know looking to buy a home in this area for under $200,000? Sign up below for a list of homes we've compiled in that price range.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And it's a great way to get people to join your mailing list. They then want to know, you kind of know where they're at in terms of their price range. Also run 5 or 6 different ones, right? Say 200,000, 300,000, 450,000, run a few different ones, and then make sure that then you're nurturing to those people with not only that list, obviously, but also your other email campaigns, because you don't want to just send about your business. We just did a podcast where I'm not sure when it'll come out on geofarming. You brought up the idea of 80-20. 80% should be content, 20% should be about your business. So this is a great opportunity to continue to drip valuable content on them. We actually have an email marketing tool that you can do this. You can sign up for a month free if you go to remindermedia.com/digital. But anybody who's coming in from your lead magnet campaigns, you can add them to receive that valuable
and
content.
It's totally value driven. A hack I would give that we learned from Grant Wise is if you're trying to select, hey, what's the price point I should use for that ad? He said, go to your MLS if you're a real estate agent and look at the average selling price point, right? And then use that as your price point, because that's where homes are moving and people are interested in that home or that style of home or that price of home, and you can get it to them based upon that. So I thought that was cool.
This is backed up by, we've actually tested these. So we've ran these lead gen campaigns, spent roughly $1,500, generated 273 leads. This is with that home at certain price range, right? Sign up, 273 leads at $5.60 per lead. Been running for a little over the month, already has 5 buyers, and he's working with 2 under contract from $1,500.
Yeah, it's crazy.
On that idea of the branding ad or the lead magnet ad.
Yep. No, well, I think the hardest part for people to understand also with the lead magnet is they're not necessarily ready to buy. And so you're going to weed through a lot of people. What'd you say,
273 leads in a month.
273 leads, only 5 buyers, 2 under contract right now.
Yep.
So there's a lot of people in there. They're not dead. It's not a never. It's just you're going to have to nurture those. So that's 273 phone calls that you're going to have to make. That's 273 people you have to set up on a nurture campaign. Like there's a lot of work that goes into it, which is what I think discourages some business owners because they're like, I'm not getting anything from this. But if you really just step back for a second and look at the math, I spent $1,500 for 2 under contract. I'd do that all day long.
All day long.
Well, if my price was high enough.
And the last one, this is going to be higher intent, right? So these are going to be warmer leads, but this is your product ad. So this is you actually offering what your product is and then people requesting more information. So if you're in real estate, these will be your listings, obviously. Yep. These will be open houses, right, that you're running, that you're inviting people to. You're going to know, okay, this person, if they're requesting more information or requesting to see a home, like you kind of know where they're at in the buying process.
They're at least interested.
So you're going to be paying a little bit more for these as well, which is why we would say don't run one single one of these, run all 3 of these in tandem because you're running your branding ads, you're retargeting people that watch your video with your lead magnets, then you're retargeting those folks with your product ads.
Yeah. So I would encourage people, like when you get these, especially the product-based ones, for real estate, run your listings. I think your listings double for you. I think they double as a branding ad and a product-based ad. You're going to get people commenting, wanting to see the home. Yep. You're going to get people wanting to get more information. And then also will showcase your brand. One of the powerful things about showcasing your product for when you're in real estate is you're showcasing the listing, which then you can take to your next listing presentation and show people, hey, not only if when you list with me, am I going to do an open house? Am I going to do XYZ? I'll also run your listing on Facebook. And my last listing got 26,000 impressions. To the normal client, that's very impressive. They don't understand that, right? And you understand that that's your expertise that you bring to the table when you do these things. But when you get a lead magnet, right, when you get a direct response from your product-based ad, the key is how fast are you going to be able to reach out to those people? And in what way are you going to reach out to those people? And most experts will say, and if you go back to the Helixson podcast that we released, which was a great podcast, it was a couple episodes back. If you go back to, he talks about speed to lead, and he talks about really hitting in a myriad of different methods, email, text, phone call. What my brother found is when he switched to actually, he'll still call all the Facebook leads, but he'll immediately shoot a personal video for them and send that video to them. And he found that it just humanized him with the person he was calling. That made a huge difference in helping him actually get that Facebook lead on the phone and get an appointment with the Facebook lead.
Yeah, Michael Helixson said that the #1 buyer of Realtor.com leads will spend $12 million on leads this year.
Isn't that crazy?
And he's got his speed to lead down to 16 seconds. So most people recommend 5 minutes. That's sort of the
5 minutes or less. Yep.
Yeah, 5 minutes or less. But he's got so that's your competition. That's what the top buyer's doing. We also want to recommend, like, if you're getting comments on your ads, this was something that we started doing. Make sure that you're reaching out to people that are leaving comments through DM.
Yep.
Right, asking questions, sending them more properties, providing more content, asking them if they want to meet or have a Zoom call. Right, so we're kind of in quarantine right now, so maybe people aren't meeting. A Zoom call is so much easier.
Well, you know what's funny is that because I shared this strategy with you guys in our social media meeting, because I'm in business just like you guys. I'm looking to build my audience just like you're looking to build yours. I have found it to be really, really successful when I start engaging with people who have engaged with my ads. So I have a ton of ads running for our products and stuff like that. If you've engaged with our ads, I can't do it for everybody because we get tons and tons of engagement on there. But I find if I can go and I like a bunch of their stuff on Instagram, if I try to engage with some of their stuff, I find that they start following me based upon that. So they've seen my ads. So think about that as in your engagement. Like if you get people liking your listing, comment, DM them, engage with them, because you'll start building that audience, and then they'll see your branding ads. They'll start engaging with you and start getting that mind share built with that person. And maybe they don't use you today, but ultimately they're going to use a real estate agent at one point or another. And that's what you want to be you.
Absolutely. So there you have it, the 3 ads that every business should be running at all times on Facebook. Like I mentioned, you can get the full webinar where we actually show you how to set them up over at remindermedia.com/ads. Thank you so much for listening. To get all the show notes and that link as well, go to staypaidpodcast.com. And if you're looking for ways to support the show, there's 2 ways. The first one is to head on over to iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a comment. And the second one is to share this today. I have a dad joke to share.
Lay it on us,
Speaking of
Josh.
sharing. This is not my dad joke. You will not believe how excited I was to get this message on LinkedIn. A listener sent me a message on LinkedIn.
No way.
Saying, love the dad jokes. Here's one of my own. So this comes from Clive Fort. So Clive,
That's
if you're
awesome.
listening, thank you very much. Did you hear about the limbo dancer that walked into a bar?
No.
He was immediately disqualified. Because you thought it was a bar that you drink in, but it's the bar that he's supposed to go under. That's what makes it a dad joke. I have to start explaining these to Ariel because she
got roasted again.
She hasn't been getting the last
Twice.
few.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much, Clive. If you want to get hold of me or Luke, or you want to send us your own dad jokes, you can email us at podcast@remindermedia.com. You can also follow us on Instagram. We are at Stay Paid Podcast. For this episode of Stay Paid, I'm Joshua Stike.
Guys, and I'm Luke Acree, and the action item from this is choose one of those ads and start implementing them in your business. If you don't know Facebook Ad Manager, if you don't know the first thing about setting them up, make sure you check out our webinar. Josh literally walks you through the Ad Manager. You can literally follow along and do it yourself, but choose one of these ads for literally a cup of coffee a day. You can reach 800, 1,200 people and start generating brand and leads for your business. Remember this, the difference between a top producer and a mediocre producer in every single business is top producers take action. Take action on that today.